On this episode of Sally's Speed Shop, I delve into the aftermath of the nitrous path and do some sketchy brake work.
Kind of amazing. I don't know if you can see. It actually melted my gaskets when I used nitrous. See that? That's from molten aluminum shooting out of my collector gasket. How crazy is that? Oh well, let's fix it. And that might have something to do with them blowing out too. The fact that there's a nut missing. Probably rattled off on my road trip. Yeah. Alright. Time to get to work. It's dirty under here too. Look at all the oil. So much. At least it won't rust. Oh man. So, just noticed that's one bolt missing, or one nut missing, two nuts missing, three nuts missing. So, my collector, which is two separate pipes, is supposed to have a total of 6 bolts and nuts. It has 3. So, that might be a cause of failure. I'm amazed that it didn't leak prior to this. Yeah. That's gonna get fixed. Because that is no bueno. Oh man. So, I just managed to get the total of 3 nuts that were holding my collector together off. And now you can see the carnage that resulted. That poor collector gasket melted. Isn't that amazing? You can also see my unused O2 sensor port, which is kind of a shame. And up in there, see the tail end of it. That right there is the O2 sensor off of the Fox Body Mustang that ended up being the donor car for the route set. And I donated my O2 sensor and wideband gauge to the Routsen so they wouldn't blow it up, and I will probably never see it again. But here to replace those gaskets, so that's what I'll get to. Yeah. Fun stuff. Look at that melted collector gasket. That's crazy. That's how hot it got. It melted and just turned my aluminum gaskets into molten aluminum. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. Side pipes suck. Accidentally left my new collector gaskets. Door's opening weird with it being up on the lift. Here in the car. I had these in the car, but I don't like them, so I ended up opting for this copper seal from Mr. Gasket. See how they do. Maybe they'll hold up to heat a little bit better. Probably not though. Made in China. Made in USA. Oh well, I'm using the Chinese ones. Get over it. I have this box of miscellaneous useful items, in the back, like a bunch of gasket maker, steel stick from JB Weld, hose clamps, thermostat, more hose clamps, brake parts, and rubber hose, because you never know what you're going to need when you break down on the side of the road. And comp cam stickers. This car's got a comp cam. But luckily I have some 3/8 lock washers and exactly 3/8 by 16 hex nuts, which I need to tighten up my collectors. So that's a win. Well, my boss was kind enough to let me use the shop to work on the Hornet here on Saturdays. Using the lift here to fix my collector gaskets instead of laying on the driveway or parking lot, doing it on my back with jack stands. So this is much nicer. One finger and I'm lifting the whole car. I can lift a whole car with my thumb. It's pretty good. So yeah. Just be careful not to hit your head on these, like I've done so many times already. But yeah, here we go. Lifts make life a whole lot easier. Unfortunately, when you're on a lift, you really get to see what's going on under here, and the Hornet's pretty well used up. I mean, I haven't done a whole lot as far as maintenance because I've been planning to build it, and I've driven it a ton. It's been all over the country, really. Probably put about 30,000 miles on it in a year and a half, and that's a lot for a 1972. Modern vehicles can handle that. This thing, while it's done very well, yeah, it could use some new suspension. It's kind of sketchy driving down the road in this thing, but kind of makes it fun in a weird way. So here's the old gasket. You see that? It's not supposed to be in two pieces. I'm not supposed to be able to do that. Literally, it got so hot that it melted this gasket and shot it out as molten aluminum onto the collector, which is pretty crazy. The other one didn't melt, but it got a little toasty. You can see the molten from the other one on it, which is pretty cool. So we're switching on these copper ones from Mr. Gasket, and we'll see how they work. Hopefully they work a little better. Yeah. That's how it works, right? Installed. This thing's gonna sound good after this. After listening to that exhaust leak all week, I'm really looking forward to it being quiet again. Well, quiet, I guess I should say. So yeah, not very easy to get to everything, but we're almost there. In this case, extensions are your friend. Holding the back of the bolt with one hand while tightening it with the other. With about a foot of extensions on my 3/8 ratchet. So yeah, I'm gonna tighten these a little more than normal this time because I don't want them to fall off. Highly recommend the swivel socket, or universal joint. They sell them with sockets attached by size, but they also sell the one that kind of is just an adapter. So yeah, it'll save you a lot of trouble sometimes. Always sucks when you get your socket stuck up in there like it is right now. So yeah, my swivel and my socket is stuck on a nut and I can't get it off. So let's see what happens. Oh goodness, this is annoying. Let's try this guy. I'm trying to pry with my wrench. Wow, this guy is stuck on there. Maybe I could turn it a little more. There we go. Got it. Woo. Winning. So yeah, new collectors installed, or collector gaskets. So that's good. I'll call it a win. The rest of the car's so dirty though. Look at all that oil. My poor side pipe's flat on the bottom from hitting bumps in Mississippi. Oh well, that's fixed. Oh, I've noticed that my car is pulling slightly to the right, and this brake was adjusted way out, and you can see how this pad's really shiny. It's basically glazed, so what I'm gonna do is sand it and try to stop it from squealing, because it just started squealing recently, and it's annoying, and adjusted this guy in. So, won't do this anymore. And this is not how you're supposed to do things, but you gotta make do with what you have sometimes. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah. That'll work. Alright. I've wanted to educate you guys on this, and we're all guilty of just taking an impact. This is an electric half-inch drive impact from Mac Tools, and it'll put a lot of torque on those lug nuts. We're all guilty of just ramming it down to 2 ooga oogas, as we say. But really, you should just snug this down with this and then pull out your torque wrench and tighten it. So, I'll show you how that works. So, you just go and snug your wheel down. Don't actually ram it on. And then you switch to your torque wrench. And for steel wheels, I normally do about 105 foot-pounds. And alloy is about 90. So yeah, it really doesn't take that much. And it'll save you if you're on the side of the road trying to break loose your lug nuts and they've been ooga-ooga'd on. This will make it a lot easier to get them off. So yeah, torque wrenches. That's what you're supposed to use. Once you've rammed those on gently with your impact, lower the car on the ground and finish the job with a torque wrench. And there you have it. Use a torque wrench. You'll thank me later. Even if it is a Harbor Freight torque wrench like this one. Alright, well, let's see how she sounds. Just finished replacing the collector gaskets and doing a little bit of brake work. Sketchy brake work at that. Yeah, let's see what she sounds like now. Sorry, covering up the camera. Hopefully, no exhaust leak. Oh, so much better. No ticking. like it. Ah, brakes are still squeaking. That's annoying. Oh well. Problem for another day. I'm gonna go home.